Welcome everybody back to Arizona Comic Books Art Festival's pop-up Found-re Fest here at the Found-re Hotel in downtown Phoenix. I actually, you know what, I was going to have you bring your beer over. Did you get enough of the beer? All right. All right. Yeah, I was gonna have you bring it over, Mark, to utilize it to let people know that you can come down and get some cocktails, talk about comic books. Last year it was called Comics and Cocktails, but I think having the Found-re Fest gives some more push to the actual hotel, the Found-re. So we're having a really good time. I am here with Mark from Crimson Sleeper Studios, and I'm super excited because I met him here last year and remembered the name of his company, Crimson, but could not remember his name for the life of me. And then I met him, saw him again at the Arizona Comic Books, the Full Art Festival, that's going to be taking place in February of next year, February 20th, 2026. And I saw him there, continued to remember Crimson, forgot his name, and then forgot his name again here today. But I hope that it's going to be stuck in my brain forever that this is Mark now from Crimson Sleeper Studio. So I'm super, super excited to talk to him about his current comic book that's out. There's going to be a second issue that's going to be coming out as well. So how are you doing? Are you having fun here at the event?
I'm having a great time. I'm enjoying it. Anytime I can here talk about comics, I'm having a great time. So yeah, it's a great day. Weather's been honestly not too bad. A little bit of rain
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna if you don't mind, throw this bad boy up right there, tab it. I just saw, there we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, so I could hear you fine, but I don't think that it was fully coming through on there. I should have checked my bag. Well, that's awesome. So, did you enjoy the rain?
Very, very.
Yeah. Yeah.
15 minutes of shower. Right inside. So it's this is pretty much the weather I'm used to.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So anytime during this live here, anybody who's watching this, StreamYard added these new QR codes. It does have their little duck, but if you scan that QR code, it should take you over to Crimson Sleeper Studios main Shopify page, where they can actually pick up the comic book, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit over the next 15 to 20 minutes. But the main thing that I want to talk about, let's talk about Louisiana, because we're in Arizona. So how did that happen? So how did you get from Louisiana over to Arizona? Okay.
Moved me out here because they gave me a choice between 3 states, between North Carolina,
Yeah.
California, San Francisco, and I figured that, probably I wanted to know about the first. I know all this rain, right?
Yeah.
I figured it'd be nice to have a little bit of contrast with mountains.
Yeah.
No mountains where I'm from. You can look and see Georgia from where I'm from.
Yeah.
You can see straight across.
Pretty straight across and all the Georgia's over there.
So
Yeah.
it was nice to kind of get some switch up. And honestly, I feel like as a person who's I get to kind of get to have a big city experience when I get to get over there. I think maybe California. I think that Charlotte was too close.
Yeah.
Phoenix was just right. And I love it. I had to move home and all that stuff.
Yeah. No, well, that's awesome. So you were able to come out here with your significant other. You're still together now here. Okay, all right, that's good.
Oh man, I cannot imagine if I brought her out here.
Right, I know, right? That's what would be horrible, right? You all come out here and then you go your separate ways. How would that? So what did you go to school for?
So I went to school for biomedical engineering.
Oh wow.
Very far from my mom was an English teacher, so I always had a confidence in PLA, just because my mom always critiquing my grammar.
Yeah.
Anytime anything she would critique that moment right there for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my mom corrects my swearing because I swear like there's no tomorrow in like the most inappropriate times, and my mother's always like, you have to stop swearing. So I get that part, but my mom doesn't really care about my grammar all that much. But yeah, so you went for biomedical engineering, and then how did that translate into a job at Wells Fargo?
So it's funny enough, right? They tell you when you pick engineering, you probably jump on something else, right? Funny enough, I was able to kind of move from this general, scaling something, and just kind of work on product development. So that's kind of where I started out doing like business stuff, Scrum Master stuff, kind of
Yeah.
And then it just kind of broke on development with other places.
Yeah.
Right? And it was like, my mom always told me, I love English, love being a teacher. You should go out there and make kids see.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always wanted to be a part of my life. I've always been a person who went back to school. My mom told me, this now, and it's all about where it is, who I am, right? And it kind of called back to money. So that's how I ended up kind of working my way towards something. Honestly, events like this, specifically, really getting to meet other creators, so and it's making it real in my brain that there are people doing this, and it is like very serious. And it's something that they're very familiar with. I want to.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I think that when people are trying to figure out, like a lot of people have great ideas, and what sets them back from doing it is trying to kind of realize how to get it off the ground. So being at things like this, or like local events, seeing other local people getting their thing off the ground, it sounded kind of like helped you realize that I can do this. I know I can kind of see how I'm going to do this, and then it kind of took you on from that.
Yeah. Seeing folks like you riding out, showing that you can, like, you can do it right. I think that's one thing we actually talked about. When I came out here and saw a bunch of people doing make all the money in my career. I told him, I was like, I went to get mine.
Yeah.
You did all those songs. Right, and we're here. There are other people doing it.
Yeah.
You come to the table, you do it all.
Yeah. That's
Y'all work out this time.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. So when you say that you wanted to be a part of art, now for Scion, you're the writer of the comic and the creator of it. So for art, are you also? I know that you didn't illustrate Scion, but are you also an illustrator? Do you also do like drawings, or when you're saying art, are you talking about it from a writing perspective? Can you go a little bit deeper into that?
So since we are talking about
Yeah.
artists,
Yeah.
I definitely have to my artists. I guess they want to
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I personally I draw fun.
Okay.
I look at art more so. It's the end of the it's not a craft. It's like a testing. All that.
Yeah. I got you.
All the processes.
Yeah.
I wanted to, I really wanted to try to make sure that I was doing so when I saw that it's taking this, and that was really important to make sure that it's me being
Yeah, which is still art. I just wanted, no, 100%. I just wanted to kind of get a sense of like what your main focus on is from an art perspective, and then maybe the writer. So let's talk about Scion. You have the book here. Yeah. So this is Scion. All right, so this is Scion. This is amazing, and then we do have that bright light, so it's pushing it back. So this is issue 1. All right, so tell me about Scion. What is the story about, and what are you I guess what is the story about itself, and what are you trying to accomplish throughout the arc?
Scion is a supernatural thriller set in the Sherlock Holmes book, it's really heavily inspired by my time as a student at AZCAF Found-re Fest. The comic takes place on the story of college, like live so I wanted I guess one part for me, I had never seen a comic book on page myself. So I wanted, I knew it's out there, but I hadn't seen it, so I wanted, and I wanted to,
And you moved away from that south, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, right now in the Southwest.
Yeah,
Right?
completely different south out here.
And I think the homesick, but also kind of sticking to my things because I'm pretty my mom's like
Okay.
music.
Yep.
So, sometimes
Amazing.
about cat.
You should be a participant of such, and we could have a whole other fun time of
I
conversation.
love talking about it comes up a lot. It's very important. I want to take an engineer, but also I want to take an analytical approach to the
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. I want to tell a technical story that was heavily centered around the ancestry of what's happening.
Okay.
We talk about a lot of this book here, and a lot of things that have happened at like world has witnessed. And while these things might not reflect things maybe to a certain point, they're the ground is always. So it's this kind of idea of like the environment around building you up into who you are, and also pushing you to a place of they specifically talk about how college campuses are safe for students.
Yeah.
I personally would not that when I was younger.
Maybe.
But essentially things like what comes out is like are they going to obviously there is science, so we talk a little bit about your science here or there. We're going to have some things happening most so definitely places to try to make sure our focus is on how we move forward after the things that happen to us put us into a place that we can
Yeah. So how did so first question, how did it come together? So like you sit down with maybe your significant other and sharing your ideas, or is the industry the same? Tell me about the process of like, okay, you have this idea, I'm gonna start writing it, and then from the writing part of it, how do you put the other pieces together? Because when I'm looking in here, what's always amazing about comics is it's never just one person, right? So you have you here that's the creator writer, you have Jenna, who's the co-writer, pencil, ink, and colors. DC Hopkins did the letters, and Jazz King. Oh, cool, perfect. But she's also involved with it. So you have all of these, right? You have this team that gets formed in this to create this beautiful work of art. So how does that process go from your mind to getting it out the door?
So that's what on offense. The glamour you get is if your running back gets a hole and he comes and dabs you. Hey, you did that. That's the only phrase you get, right? And for me personally, I knew that I needed to go back to that. So I need to go back to that place of knowing that I can also put up numbers, but I don't have to make decisions. And since I'm not
Yeah. Oh, 100%. That's one of the biggest problems in business is not getting forced into raising all the hats because it makes it more difficult. But I mean, were these people that you knew already, or did you go out and sort of seek them out?
So,
obviously,
Che
you're
was
significant.
So I was very fortunate to fall in love with my editor, right?
Yeah.
But with Che, our artist, he was so fortunate in the situation. I used to be an esports coach back in the day. I used to coach Overwatch.
Oh, nice.
At a very high level.
I'm horrible at that, so I could use your training probably.
We used to coach like a high tier 4, low tier 3. We thought we were going to go someplace, but you know how. And I was a part of an esports group that Che was doing comic work. They literally they found about 5 years. They liked his artwork, and he was just doing something that's kind of little ground, simple colors, things like that. No shading. So I was like,
Okay.
dude, this is cool. that's not to say that that work wasn't great. It was great for what it was. Great for what it was. But he, to his own admission, he said he wanted something called seamless tone.
Got it.
At the end of his degree, he was formally trained. He just wanted to flex that side because he even developing himself all this time. And when I told him about Scion, even though I wasn't there yet as far as like the pitch, everything, I was very top of mind. Like, oh, it's this, that sounds cool. Bro, write it straight. So it was me kind of having to learn how to. I gave him some thumbnails, gave him some way how hard. Okay, this has legs. Learn how to write a script. So it's him kind of working through this process, and we over took us about that 1 year. Once we had everything tight, that's whenever I knew that Jazz, she's a lawyer, she's on the business stuff as far as like contracts and stuff.
Yeah.
So I knew she's also she's actually an artist as far as like a line artist. She works with.
So she works in what part of law?
No, she is a contract manager.
Oh, she's a contract manager.
She works so like business She
yeah.
also works with
Yeah.
I knew that she was that wasn't so something. So getting to know her, and I knew that she could come in and edit all the stuff my mom got like
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. We didn't know where to go. I picked up and told me in my class. I knew I liked the letters.
Yep.
I went and saw it. It was for milestone milestone books at least he did like static.
Okay. Yep.
And anvil design in the books. So I knew that like I wanted anvils, even though they're like professional lettering studio. I figured that even if I do have to pay more for the price of the letters, people say that that's where the book can fail the biggest sometimes, right?
Yep.
Sometimes indie books is completely done. So it's really good that like add those letters. And so we were able to get anvil, and we got DC out of it.
That's awesome.
It was peaceful. You know what I mean? And kind of realizing that there are people around me doing this. Maybe I can
Yeah, absolutely. That's an amazing story, Mark. For this, for Scion, so did you crowdfund this to get the funds to get it out the door, or did you upfront your own money to get it printed? What did that process look like for you? Being this was your first, because this is your very first one. So that's the steps that you took to do that are really important for people that want to do something like that in the future. So how did you go about getting this printed and out there?
Considering that you know,
yeah.
I decided to save
Very respectful. That's awesome.
Save this for a year. I decided to put that towards business. Figured,
It probably is better, yeah.
I couldn't afford the S2000. So I figured I would go and try and focus on something else, right? And this was my version of like young, late 20s money, probably a little bit more than business.
Correct, yeah.
We said, we have a finished product. If you guys are interested, let us know.
Right, okay, good, yep. Yeah, so that was your first Kickstarter that you did for a time, and it ended up funding, I'm assuming.
Yes. We kept our money, since we were just looking for printing, we asked for $1,200.
Okay.
Ended up raising $25.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So then now with the comic being printed, so then when you're here at these events, do you sell them? And how has that been going since you started?
I've been having a really fun time with it. I really love coming to events like this. I like this all the stuff. We're going to take pictures of it. Take
Yeah. Well, your table, your banner, your runner looks amazing. The gradient from the coloring to the yellow, I think, is the one that's on the front. Because on the back side it has the more of the red, which is beautiful too. But the yellow just caught me, and the way that you do the gradient on that's really good. So I think that's really nice.
She's also
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a passion for her. She loves this kind of tool. Very, very
So real quick, and then I want to talk to you one about the second issue for a couple more questions. Second issue, and about the name for Crimson Saber. But before I do that, how important is, because you said that, so that this looks like, from what I'm reading, it's called Creole. Yep. And so these are the characters in Creole as well, or are they just people of color or black?
There are two characters who are Creole in this book. There's a character named Mason, he's a transfer student. As far as an actor is concerned. So he is a Creole person, so he shares my likeness.
Yeah.
But then also, later on, right actually on that page, Vincent also is Creole as well. Vincent is, because I wanted to showcase like the dynamicism that kind of happens from our ethnic group with a lot of different shades of colors. There's some folks at least who are Creole that just have a more Caucasian type ancestry. And some of us have a very specific mixed race ancestry, like myself. But then the South, there's a lot of folks who have a combination type of ancestry. So altogether, it's not one ethnic. We all speak the same language.
That's what I was going to ask. So for Creole, is my pronunciation as Creole? Creole. So Creole, does it have its own language?
Yes, it does.
So do you speak it?
So I
Which is okay if you don't. I'm just asking. Okay.
That is that's what we got ours from.
Okay.
Speak a specific I am a student of, I did not grow up speaking.
Got
It's
it.
because it was the house French speaking.
Got it.
Which I'm sure happened.
Oh yeah, it's still,
Yeah.
Which to your point, so my full name is Cesar Jeremy Quintanilla. I go by Jeremy. I know no Spanish. I don't barely speak Spanish, so that's why I was saying if you don't, it's okay. I was just curious out of that. So do you think that is the Science storyline goes, will the Creole part be really important to bringing about like some of that culture inside of the comic book inside?
So glad you said that. Yes, very much right now. History and heritage is a core to the book right now. It has something big.
Got it.
And I want it to. This is what they really have to.
Yeah, which is amazing. So I'm really excited about that part. So how important do you think the book seems to have, like, how important is it for the, I guess, Creole community or Black community or African American community to have people of color represented in art?
I think it's very important. I think it's also
Right. So there's a like, I guess maybe a thought process, because for instance voodoo has a negative connotation, or it's always used as an evil or a negative thing. But there's also voodoo, and I'm a vet for my own like research in the past, but really nowhere that I fully understand it. But my point is that like there's also voodoo that can be done for like good causes and things of that nature.
Throughout the whole series, we talk about books, throughout the story, about the creation.
healthy attendance. I think that Tom has a special space for them. This is one of those spaces where other places to take something like that, or just be comfortable, whether it be things that are and then so I figured this would be the place to try and have this something like this.
Now you had mentioned how Monster Running Horses here in the second issue, but I do have one last question. So you had mentioned the side of the things that being on a college campus, okay, and then there's a safe space that is outside of the college campus with certain things that have been happening on college campuses that have been going for the last 5 years, 7 years. Do you think, especially with the recent shooting of college campus, do you think that college is still considered to be is a safe place, or do you think that's changing? And the second part of that question is, do you think that you'll touch on that safety aspect of being in the college campus for these kids, as opposed to them going outside the college campus where all the other stuff happens?
That's an amazing question. Our education is called I named it college because of the tragedy of Jackson's campus in 1970. Most people think about college graduates. Penn State had one of the campus they fired out students I'm thinking because of TikTok. And that same year, similar unrest happening because of the protests also happened on the State's campus. So, two sentiment against the HBCU is really highly systemized, so everyone asked them questions, they had to drive past the school every day, and that rise in sentiment boiling power type situation. Eventually, the police decided to march on campus and they fired unbelievable amount of buckshot into a wood, and obviously turning upon the crossfire in the past. They took that case out of the Supreme Court, just like Penn State got their justice at the same time. So Jackson State we have a commencement every year on campus specifically this week because of the fact that we can't take those rights that we need to. And if we don't honor our own and talk about how, college might have been a safe space for some people. I went to LSU when I started college. We were known for our free speech, right? You should be surprised whenever you exercise your free speech. When you think about the radical you're going to pass cussing out anybody
It was like hate free speech.
And like, me and my friends, we're young, so we're there. I'm a Catholic school. We started scouting for a long time. I'm a Bible person, right? And high school was happening, right? That was considered unheard of. I would argue that is indicative of what's in approaching pedophiles. I would argue that the lack of safety that's always been on in HBCU is now being seen at work. And I would argue that it's up to us to make sure that these spaces stay safe. And that's all because you want to be able to fight for your figures as well. You want the kids to be able to ask the questions, to be able to be part of the process. You want to be able to fight these figures as well. Right? The students are there all the time. And I think that that's something we have to remember is that the world might not be safe, and that college campus is it's a moving around the city of Dallas. And that I don't say that to be mean towards college kids. I say that it's on us outside of college past that point in our life to understand that these spaces deserve to have that kind of personality. You know what I mean? And Yeah, I get started with court cases comes back the wrong way, and suddenly John is having like a psychic flashback to the events of the Gibbs Street trap. He's seeing the police engage in brutality on the campus, and he has to focus this on him because the man remembers. And now he dies. So it's kind of him, it's him kind of, I feel like, walking that story. And from 18 years walking into it, you have to on this hallowed ground and you're going to have to learn these things. You have to learn how to survive in this place. You're going to learn how to be educated, learn how to build yourself up, know how to say the right things, and to be able to inspire the right emotion. That's the other thing too. So, no, I think that I wrote this, when I wrote this comic, it was like 2021, right? Right out of COVID.
Yeah, very
I
cool.
would have never. I don't want to say I would have never thought this could happen. I would have never thought the cycle would turn into this.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
That's a candid
And I think that, yeah, of course, that definitely that's cool. Because I think that one of the things that I think that happens is the conception, the perception of comic book readers is that they're not as thoughtful about, like, what's his name? Is it Bill Maher? He's like very anti-comic books. I'm like, have you read comic books? Like, there's stuff that can happen. Like, there's some very thoughtful stuff that's going into these things, and I hope to ask questions and kind of showcase that. So Scion issue 2, and then I want to talk about Crimson Seeker real quick, just to maybe 5 minutes here. But Scion issue 2, when is that coming out? How is that process going to be the same that you did to create this first issue? And then how long are these issues going to be?
So, issue 2's currently almost done with color. Okay. Now, I don't want to put a timeline on release yet, because this is an DC. I'm getting big here. Pretty sure you guys know.
That's awesome.
Right? So I want to make sure that we're honoring this time. You don't want to be too much this one. Right now, we are looking to try. We like to have these on I have the cover. I have the cover. It looks awesome. I'm holding it back because I know that if I show it.
This cover, this one, is there multiple covers to issue 1?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, because this one, I love this cover.
We have
like, this is amazing.
This is Jay did both of them. He's my rock star.
Yeah.
Stuff. And he is nice. Aside from the pencils and the inks and the colors, line work, he's also writing this one. I feel very important. I'm sorry, I feel very.
You are very important. I'm glad you
I needed that. But I feel very strongly about if you're drawing something, it's not going to work, man. Like, don't do it. I can do it.
Yeah.
If you think maybe a picture needs to go someplace, or like build this whole policy, you want to do that. I want to credit. I want people to know that like drawing the comic is writing it in a sense too. Because I can tell. And I guess it's kind of like the same with novel writing. Like the writer puts the reader in the movie, right? Like as like the comic book writer, I can put him in the movie. Like he knows what happened. He knows there's like a little bit of
yeah, got it. That adds to the
he knows that like
what's
the
happening.
lines are like
Of course.
slightly broken. So like the light's coming off the top. And I don't know that he does. And I think that I want to credit him that he had that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we don't have a timeline for it, but how many issues do you plan on doing, or you're not sure?
So the plan for right now. So college students, the idea is that we will age them up eventually. But as far as the college saga, 9 issues. We're gonna do a trade after each 3rd issue, so that way it'll be extras on 150 pages per trade.
Yep.
So yeah, pretty cool.
That's
pretty exciting. Also, because I did a trade, right? Just put the spine on something.
Yep.
On the shelf. People get really hyped about that. So we're gonna do 9 issues. We're gonna keep them all at 48 pages at least. I like long books. I like long books.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing that I did notice about that. It's pretty hefty.
Long and with a lot of panels too. You got a bunch of panels. Something's like like we should think that we're doing too much until right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's Crimson, just real quick, I want to make sure I have the spelling right because I think I misspelled studios for some reason because I can't see or spell apparently. Crimson and then Sleeper, Sleeper.
Yeah, E.
Okay, perfect. Studios, and then I just want to make sure people can get out there and find you. So definitely want to showcase that. So tell me, last question for you. Tell me about the name. So where'd you come up with Crimson Sleeper?
So this is a great legendary story, old story, old man. All right, so it all goes back
Yeah.
to junior high and Xbox Live.
Okay.
So my original name on Xbox Live was the Rorschach.
Oh, nice.
Really big into watching. I love, that movie came out, it changed me. No, so I was the Rorschach. All caps.
Okay.
It was terrible. Like, every time I joined the Xbox Live party, everyone was like, dude, no, like yelling before you even got in here. So I changed it because I did quiz program. Really big into quiz bowl in high school.
What's Quiz Bowl in case people
So
don't know?
it's like Jeopardy.
Okay.
In high school, you get like 4 buzzers
Okay.
per team, and you like buzz in.
Got it, okay.
Yeah. So it's like pretty much like Jeopardy. And I remember I was at coaching practice one morning, and they were doing like names on the backs of t-shirts. Like, it's like custom order t-shirt on the internet just became right.
Yep.
So everyone's like, what's this here? So I'm still workshopping. So I was like, no, you know what? I'm not workshopping. Like, I do my own name, right? I'm the crazy. And my upperclassmen, we've had these. We look at me and go, you're like the Crimson Sleeper, you don't do anything. And I loved it, man. I was like, wow, the Crimson Sleeper, you're angry. That's hard. That's hard. So that's when my nickname was to change my name to Xbox Live. So I'm like, and I said if I was ever going to like do something that was like art focused or small business focused, I was like,
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everyone. This is Mark from Crimson Sleeper Studios. He is the founder of it. He's also the creator of Scion, Psion. We are down here at Found-re Fest. Mark, where can people find you on social media?
TikTok is also Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you click this QR code, and depending on how you're watching this, because you'll need your phone to do it, you can click that, and hopefully it takes you over to his Shopify page where they can actually order the Scion, right? All right, and Mark, any last thoughts or any last things that you want to say to everybody? Yeah, absolutely. 100%. All right. Well, everybody, we're down here at Found-re Fest, part of AZCAF Comic Books Arts Festival. I'm used to saying AZCAF. So we're here at the AZCAF Found-re Fest. It is a pop-up for comics and cocktails. So we will be continuing to go live with other creators here at the event. So make sure that you like this. Make sure that you subscribe to it. Turn on your notifications. We'll be going live in a little bit, and we have our con cam now up, looking at Joey sell something to someone, it looks like. So stay tuned, and we'll be back in a little bit. As I always say, be thankful, grateful, and kind, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.